I say this once a week. I'm like, man, if it wasn't for Pochi's, I wouldn't be able to multitask like this. I'm like, literally, I don't think I would be able to do all this if I didn't work at Pochi's.
There were lots of people who were like, oh, it's Wednesday. Like, I get to work with Drew. Like, I'm so excited.
And they brought the energy.
Hey, man, if you're not laughing, then something's wrong.
All right, today we have a very special guest, super excited, and a brand new host. Want to welcome these guys. So first of all, we have Drew, who is oh my gosh, he was with us for about 4 years. He worked 2 jobs. He worked 1 full-time job, and he worked with us. This guy was a hustler. He worked hard. We're still working hard for his family. And now he's a professional stay-at-home dad, a.k.a. Call of Duty. And, you know, I remember, Drew, when you first started with us, oh, my gosh, you had 1 kid.
Yeah.
And
Running Joe.
And when you left, you had how many?
4.
All right. Yep. That's exciting. And of course, we have Megan, one of our marketing team members. She's, if you've read any of our blogs, you should, if you have not. She's the one responsible for those. So that's her writing. She's a rock star in our team. So happy to have you here, Megan.
And one of our managers.
And one of our managers. This girl's incredible.
She does it all.
She does it all. But Drew, let's get started with you, man. How have you been? It's been a little while.
It's been a long while, yeah. I've been great. Just really enjoying the time I have now with the kids. As you guys have mentioned, I'm a stay-at-home dad. Literally, my routine is so different. Erica, my wife Erica, she used to stay up late, and then I would go to sleep. Now it's kind of the other way around, but instead of that, I also wake up early to get my kids ready. So it's way different, but it's fun. I'm loving every minute of it. I've gotten to know my kids a lot better, so it helps. Nice. It helps building that bond and relationship with your kids. Super important too. So hopefully you guys get to have that opportunity in life because it's awesome.
We'll see. We will see one day. One day.
The Bubba got to cook first. You know?
So fun story. Drew actually interviewed with, but we were interviewing 2 people at the same time. One of them was Drew, and the other person was a friend of ours. And so this is one of those cool, I like the story because it kind of tells you that, you know, just because you're a friend or we know you doesn't automatically mean we hire you. But yeah, we didn't know who Drew was, and he came in and he answered one specific question really well. And that question was like, you know what? We're hiring him. And that was like no questions asked after that. And sure enough, he has definitely, when you were working with us, to this day, we have Misa talks very highly of you and her experience with you. Misa. She's learned a lot from you. She's Sammy's assistant manager now, BTW. Ooh. So a lot of people, you've definitely left a legacy here.
Oh man, that's huge.
So
that's huge to think about.
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
I was just gonna say, I remember when we first interviewed you too, and I actually did your first interview, and I'm like, it was such a breath of fresh air, but also kind of threw me off because I was so used to like bad interviews that I'm like, Ralph, I think I need you to interview this guy again because like, I don't know if he's playing me or if he's just like that good. Because funny. Your interview was like so good. One of the best ones that I had. Yeah. And it went so perfectly that I was like, is this just me or like, what is this? Because I just didn't know what to do with it because this is one of the first like really good interviews I had. And so Ralph interviewed you and we were like, yep, we gotta hire him. We gotta hire him.
Yeah, to filter me out just in case.
Well, you know what? It was one of those things that was like, yeah, too good to be true. But it was, I think what made it really true was your authenticity. Because when we do interview people and you can tell, I mean, you've interviewed people, right. You know, you can tell when they're just giving you the words that they think you want to hear. Sure. And you're like, ha. Yeah. You're just giving me fluff. But yeah, it was your authenticity and you just ability to be genuine. Right. Just who you were. So that was really great.
And that carried through the entire time you were working with us too.
Oh, thanks guys.
Yeah. Megan, what was your experience with Drew? Because I mean, he was our manager for a while, and then you step up like later on, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. When I met Drew, I was pretty young, so I kind of just saw him as a big brother, father figure, and he was just always very genuine and kind to, anyone that came in, anyone that was new, and he really made me feel welcome, even my first day there. So Drew still holds a special place in my heart.
Oh, I love you, Megs.
You too.
It's Megatron right
What
there.
what was it like when you first? Because I mean, like, a lot of people like, how is it working at a boba shop and stuff? And every boba shop is different. But like, what was your experience like when you first came through?
Oh man, I remember I was like, it was so new to me, and I found out about this about myself like later on in life. I'm really competitive. And so I was competing with myself to be, because at the time, right, we're all assigned different roles in the store. So there's drink maker, there's support, there's kitchen. You guys threw me in the drink making area. And back then we had McG and Joe Mar, like the OG dudes. And I was like, man, I want to be like that, where they're just, so I was really competing with myself to like be at that level. So it was almost addicting. So that's why I really loved working here. I was like, man, this is something new. From my primary job, and it's like the people I worked at my main job, which was BECU at the time, they were all like older than me. So my conversations and interactions were dry. I couldn't be myself, so I was kind of suppressed. But then working over here, I was like, man, these are kids. I could be a kid too, like kind of just flip the script a little bit. So it was like refreshing. So it wasn't. My time here wasn't really, there were exhausting times because, it's hard work. It's not just all fun and games. But I had fun along the way. Just connecting with younger people, making me feel, I was like the oldest, but I still felt really young, So it was just the energy. It was really good. I loved the energy we had, even if it wasn't there all the time. But being able to get it up there was always really fun too for me.
Nice. Now, I know when you first started here, you were working here for about 15 hours a week, right?
Yeah.
And you were working 40 hours a week at BECU.
Yeah.
All right. So how did you juggle that? Because that's a lot of time per week. Plus you had a family.
Right.
So how'd that all play out?
Well, because it just comes down to team effort. At home, my wife, she held it down for a long time. We had struggling nights, but we made it work for our kids. And when you have kids, you'll soon to know you're willing to do anything to make sure you guys are eating. You got food on the table. You got clothes on their back. Just the simple stuff that we take for granted. So you really try to make it. You're willing to do anything to make it an easier lifestyle for everyone in your household. And I didn't mind that because that's my role. That's what I'm gonna do for my family.
And I love from like working with you from the get-go, that was very clear.
Right.
Like your values, what you hold as priority in your life was made very clear from the get-go. And that made it really great in terms of working with you because we clearly knew where you were at. We knew what your life goals were. We knew where you wanted to be, where you wanted to go. And that made it so much easier for us to help support you in that because it was just so clear. We knew your family was such a driving force in your life and was the top priority for you. And we tried our best to, hopefully it came through, but we tried our best to really support you in that.
Let's talk about that. No, seriously, let's talk about that because that goes unsaid. I try to emphasize it when my last day leaving. But man, you guys, without you guys, I wouldn't have been able to balance my life the way I was. Also, still being able to financially support my family. Like, you guys played such a huge role in my life the last 5 years before I stopped working here. Because I told, like, a lot of people, especially kids, they're not experiencing the workforce. This was already by my time, like, my 6th job through my years of working. And I was like, guys, you're not going to find as a flexible schedule, great vibes, and you can cuss at work. Like, you're not going to find all that. You're not going to get everything off that checklist. And we were making decent, like really decent money. I was making competitively with what I was making here was more than what I was making at my primary job just because of tips and everything. We were really busy. So it was great, you know. So I was like, man, yeah, this isn't even hard or anything. So, yeah, it was really great that you guys were so understanding. I felt that you guys knew when something came up last minute. You guys, yeah, go ahead, you take care of your family. Like, that meant so much to me. I remember I think I can't even count on both my hands how many times I had to dip because something came up at home over the last like 5 years. Like, a lot has come up, and you guys were so like understanding and so patient with me, and it was, if I felt the support. So just kudos to you guys. Kudos to Glency, he's not here, but Sammy, man, they really covered me a ton as well. So shout out to those guys. So I felt really supportive working there. That's why I made it so easy to just be willingful to do whatever you guys needed, you know. So it was awesome. Just want to make sure you guys.
No, hey, I appreciate that, Drew, and
Yeah.
and I think you're one of those managers that was the exception, not the rule, because right now the rule is if you are a manager within our team, it's 20 hours a week minimum,
Oh,
because
man.
you have to stay up to date on like the procedures.
Yes.
And things change. I mean, there's times where you were gone for a little while and you
Yeah.
came back and was like, whoa, there's so many changes.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
And even when you were finally down to like 1 day a week,
Yeah.
there were so many changes within the week that happened that like you missed out on, but you were still one of our managers, one of our leads at that time.
Right.
And I think that's what I was kind of going back to, is you were kind of the exception because, one, you held yourself to a really high standard. And on top of that, you held yourself accountable,
Yeah.
which I really admire from you because whenever something would go wrong, you didn't skip a beat. Oh, man, that was me. My bad. Like, you never skipped a beat on taking accountability, even if it was somebody else's, like somebody had dropped the ball on something. Is what I really appreciate. It's like, you know, I didn't talk to them about this. I should have had that conversation, or, you know, I should have kept a closer eye on that person, which was huge because it's so easy to, like, I didn't do it, it's their fault. It's so easy. And that may come from having a family, having kids. Because I think when you started, you were like, what, 20?
I was
21?
I think I was 22.
22?
I just turned 22, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, you're very, very blessed to start your family early enough, but I
Right.
think that also gave you a level of responsibility, accountability, and just a level of just kind of being overall just a responsible adult almost immediately,
Right.
which was like really what Maylin was saying earlier. It's like very refreshing. At the same time, man, you had the loudest laugh in there.
Hey, man, if you're not laughing, then something's wrong, you know?
Yes,
So, you know,
amen.
you got to always have a good time.
You know when Drew's in the room.
Always.
No. Sometimes the whole store knows.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good thing or a bad thing. Take it how you want.
Good thing. Good thing.
But your presence, like when you do come in, like the team knows when you're there. And I just remember when you were down to working only 1 day a week, there were lots of people who were like, oh, it's Wednesday. Like, I get to work with Drew. Like, I'm so excited.
Oh,
and they were
man.
just so excited to work with you.
Yeah.
Just because of your energy. Like,
Right.
you brought the energy. And it was in your presence. It's so genuine. And it's always you, but you hold yourself very well and present yourself very well that it's just so easy for a lot of our team to just follow you
Yeah.
and get right beside you and work and bust their butts off.
That's good. I'm glad.
I don't know if you know this, but there were some people who made their availabilities very specific,
Just so they can,
so they can work with you.
yes.
Just so you know.
I knew one or two did. So they're like, when are you working? I was like, Wednesday. Why? He goes, okay, cool. Because that's what I asked for. I was like, okay, well, that's fine. Yeah.
That's great.
I'm willing to work with anyone, you know. And being a new person to any job, it's scary, intimidating. A lot of the hires were kids who've never worked before, so it was kind of cool. We get to kind of take these kids, mold them the best we can, and see what happens.
Yeah.
You know, and that was a really huge emphasis you had. Man, going back, I'll literally never forget what you said. You're like, as long as you leave a better person than on your way out than you came in, then I'm happy. I was like, that like clicked for me. I was like, what did he just say? This man's spitting bars right now. Hold on. So I was like, yeah. So that stuck with me for a long time, till this day. And so I think we do a pretty decent job of that. I mean, some people, they just don't take to the job, because this job is not for everyone. I was telling Megan, this is not an easy job. If you think it's easy, you need to go somewhere else, because this is really hard.
Yeah.
It's hardworking. It's fast paced. Sometimes our emotions are in the way, and we say something we don't mean. I try my best not to do that. I really try just to stay calm, collective, come from a reasonable perspective. If I'm trying to tell someone to do something different, be like, hey, just be supportive. And so I thought that was really fun about this place.
Nice. Well, you've definitely made an impact on everybody that you've worked with. So I'm curious, what was like the hardest thing that you had to kind of overcome during your 4 years?
Hardest thing was being available for my wife, because I was, at the end of the day, 2 jobs are taken care of. Then you got the kids. The kids would stay up really late just so I don't not see them. So I also had time with the kids, but then with the day being so short, when you're so busy, it's like, man, having that lack of time with my wife was probably the hardest thing we had to go through. But we got better after like a year or two. Like it took a lot of work and a lot of patience throughout the time. But we held ourselves accountable, and we kind of just made it work.
Nice.
Communication was key. Letting each other know how we're feeling, being able to trust in one another that something's gonna get done, was really big too. So, like I said, I was able to do this for so long because of the support I had at home. Because thinking back, that's kind of crazy what I was doing. So, but it wouldn't have been possible without my wife. She's a soldier, man. Just as much as you guys praise me, man, that's a lot of it goes to her too. So. She's a big driving force in me and my family, and that's how we were kind of able to overcome a really difficult part of my time working for 4 or 5 years here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about that. Like, so you and Erica have totally switched.
We have.
Like, so you're the one who used to work, 50, 55 hours per week.
Right.
And now she's the one working, and you're the one staying home, making sure the kids are good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when she was staying home, you guys had like 1 kid, 2 kid, 3. Now you're at home with 4.
Yeah. Well, technically, half the week, because like as kids get older, you start sending them off to school.
Right.
So for half the week, I'm down to 3, and then the other half, I'm down just to 2, which is pretty nice. But no, it's fun, man. Yeah, it's kind of funny. You get to know the personalities a little bit more. And man, if you know kids, they are 100 go. And I didn't understand, like, when I'd come home and I'm like, man, it's so messy in here, But I would never dare to say anything because I already knew I was gone for so long. But man, these kids literally. I'm cleaning like left and right. I'll cook, and behind me there's something I gotta clean. Go back to cooking, there's another thing I gotta clean. I'm like, dang. So it's funny. It's funny the way it has changed and how my day goes. But I think I say this once a week. I'm like, man, if it wasn't for Pochis, I wouldn't be able to multitask like this. I tell Erica this all the time. I'm like, literally, I don't think I would be able to do all this if I didn't work at Pochis because I didn't know how to prioritize anything. Like time management was such a huge thing when you're setting up the team and knowing when to do things, when not to do things. So just really that in simplicity, it made it so much easier for me to be a stay-at-home dad. So hopefully when you guys become parents and you guys are staying home, you're like, man, this shit's easy. Oh, wait, am I supposed to cut?
You're good.
I wasn't sure. You didn't say ass, so you said butt, and I was like, oh, is this PG? What are we doing here?
Sorry, that's just how I talk.
Oh, okay.
Maitland's a lot more careful.
Right, okay, my bad.
You're good.
Cool.
So basically, you're still CSMing at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. 24/7.
Oh my goodness.
No breaks. No breaks.
So did that change how you viewed like what the work that Erica did for like those 4 years you were working?
Yeah. I was just like, wow, this is a lot. And then plus on top, now we're taking kids to like sporting events, school. Things just change over time, and it's kind of like you pick up and run with it, or you sink. And
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sing. Come on now. But I'm just like, all right, yeah, let's go. You know, it's another add this to my plate. That's fine. You know, but
You can't sing. You're a dolphin.
yeah, exactly. I'm a dolphin, man, and then you just kind of pick up and run with it. As long as the family's happy and we're moving, I think that's the best thing I can ask for. You know?
Fantastic, man. Fantastic. Oh my gosh. It's so crazy just to think like I remember you told me it's like when you first got the job. Oh, you told us this a while ago. When you first got the job, you weren't planning to stay for 4 years. It was like you were just
No,
gonna
not
be
at
here
all.
for about a year,
Yeah.
and then transition on.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I don't think I'll be here for more than like 2 years. I don't think I need to. But I didn't like towards the end of my time being here when I was just working 1 day a week. I didn't need to, but I was like, man, it's so hard to say bye.
I know.
Like I was like, man, this is kind of. I don't think I'm ready yet. And Erica would always be like, "Are you still want to work here?" I was like, "Yeah, I think I still do." It was just fun. Like I honestly loved being here. It was just the energy, the people we work with, the experiences we have. There's just so many to work for. So it wasn't very hard.
Well, I know we're gonna miss you on our little retreat because they're out. Did they tell you about that yet?
Kelvin, he told me a little
Oh,
bit.
yeah,
I
I
was,
hear
I was
he's
like,
excited.
I was like, ooh, Airbnb, what? That's crazy.
Yeah,
So
we're gonna go hang out for a little bit, do some training, some group training for all our managers, and just some bonding time.
yeah, you need that. You need out of work bonding.
Yep.
That helps so much with anything you're doing in a team atmosphere. They call it team bonding, but man, it's really
Yeah.
it's special. You know, when you share a common thing that you're doing with someone, if that's work, but then you build a bond outside of that and then bring that back to work, it just makes it like so much more makes it easier, tolerable just to be like, oh yeah, we got work today. You know.
And the shared experience, it gives you like a common ground.
Yeah.
You know, like to really, I don't know, there's something special about that, having the
Yeah.
shared experience
Work
together.
friends are the best.
Yeah.
I told Eric, I was like, when you start working, you're gonna find a work friend,
Yeah.
and you're gonna text them for no reason. And I'm like, who you texting? She goes, oh, Eloise. I'm like, well, I told you. And you know what, man, she is out to take my wife. You know what she asked? She goes, hey, are you watching the new what? It's like the spinoff of Game of Thrones. What is it?
House of Dragons.
Yeah, she was like, "Do you want to watch that with me?" I was like, "Hey, wait a minute, wait a minute. We haven't even watched that yet. No way." So I was like, "This is crazy." I was like, "You have a work friend, and she's trying to take you away, but you know, we'll work past it."
Yeah. So what is that dynamic like now that like Erica is working and then like, she's having these work friends and she's having like the life that you kind of had, and then like it's swapped.
Yeah, I'm just honestly, I've become a little bit of a homebody. I'm kind of like, I'll pass. I'll stay at home. Well, it makes it easier too because Modern Warfare 2 came out. So,
hey.
man, I'm gonna tell you what, man, we're grinding all winter long. I'm not kidding. It's gonna
Winter break's coming up.
I know winter break's coming up. Don't have to wake up early. Nah, but I'm happy for her. I'm happy she's finally experiencing what she's lacked for 8 years, being a stay-at-home mom. That's how long she was at home for.
Wow.
And man, I'd feel so bad because she wouldn't have anyone to really talk to.
Yeah.
Your best friend were our kids. That's who she talked to. Yeah, you know, there's social media, but that gets really dry really fast, you know. So having a human interaction was so fun for her, and I was really excited for her too. Because my social battery was dead at the end of every day. But she loves it. And I hope she continues with it if she wants to, for sure.
Nice. Well, now that you are the kind of stay-at-home dad, how is your social battery? Yeah, I know you're saying you're kind of a homebody now, but like you still find time to get out and go kick it with the boys.
Yeah. We I still keep in touch with a lot of the guys that I worked here with.
Good.
And funny thing is, we're actually doing we're joining the men's basketball league next year. We're doing there. It's funny because it's called the AAPBA. I think that's the term for it, but it's pretty much like an Asian league only. And so it's funny because literally you're playing against dudes that are not over 6'1". So it's like, oh, nice. Like no one's getting dunked on out here.
You just gotta stand there.
Everyone is
the tallest
safe.
one.
Everyone's safe. No, but it's funny. It's kind of going back to that. It's just crazy. Like that's also what Pochi's has given me was friendships that I still have, and I don't even work here anymore. The people that I still talk to like 4 or 5 times a week, I play video games with, all started from here.
Cool.
Like we built this friendship here, and we like it carried with us through up to today. So it's kind of crazy how that's all evolved. Yeah.
I
cool.
love that. That is awesome. You're still keeping in contact with all the guys that
Man, Kelvin, Zach, Andrew Polanco, AP,
Nice.
all of them. We're all just like, and we're in. I think I have them in 4 different group chats. We have them in our fantasy league, our hooping league, and our gaming league, gaming chat. Like it's just.
There's a lot.
Yeah. It's kind of funny how Pochi's has really just played a big part in my life.
And when you say different chats, I remember when we still used Facebook for our
Oh my
main
gosh.
point of contact. So we were different chats on Facebook
Yep.
that we had to use.
And I remember when I hired Megan was like, I don't have a Facebook.
I said, listen, we're not old, okay?
Megan was like, I don't even have Facebook. And then I was like, okay, we really got to rethink this. I think we're moving away from Facebook now.
Yeah, that was funny. All the like while we had Facebook, before you switched to Microsoft Teams, I remember every new hire like, you got to make a Facebook account. They're like, what?
I was like, what's that?
How'd you feel about that, Megan?
I mean, it was purely for work, no social purposes.
You never
but-
use it for anything else?
I mean, it kind of, sometimes I would just like, I don't know, scroll because it was there. But,
Yeah.
you know, other than that, it's just not my main form of social
I'm
media.
just serious, I
so,
don't get fined.
yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. Oh my gosh.
So kind of like going back to you and Erica, what I love so much about you guys is how supportive you guys are of each other.
Oh, man.
And
Yeah.
the fact that you guys were young parents and continue to have more kids. But like,
I
you know,
think we're kind of weird, to be honest with you.
but like it is different, right?
Yeah.
It's different from most people your age. So what was that like for you guys?
It's funny that you said that. It was, you know, you kind of you have all these friends in school, high school, and then you start seeing who sticks around through thick and thin. And, you know, I've lost a lot of really good relationships, friendships, just because, you know, I got priorities, you know. The ones who I still invite to the cookout are the ones I only see once or twice a year. And they are okay with it, and that's why I keep them. You know, because I mean, we still keep in contact like almost every other day, every day. But some friendships, the other person needs to see you. For me, I was like, I don't want to see you like that, but you know, because I got all these things going on.
Yeah.
You know, and it's either if you rocked with it, then cool, I'm rocking with you. But if you didn't, then you know, it sucks. You know, it was really hard. It was a really there was a couple challenges with that. But you know, you pick up and you go with it, on to the next one, and just do the best that you can. You know, make it a good time every time.
Nice.
Yeah.
I remember this crazy video that comes to mind talking about Erica was when you gave her some like shit one day and you were like recording yourself like this and then she threw a flip-flop at you and you caught it on video.
It was a comb. So yeah, that's funny. You should.
I remember this video too,
That
actually.
was wild. Yeah,
That was funny.
I was like, man, my wife don't play. Let me show you. So a little backstory was me and Erica. We get into bickers, and I like to tease her a lot. So I'll taunt her, be like, do something, you know, like stuff like that. But this time I recorded her because I knew I was gonna get a reaction. She was really getting hot. I felt it. So I was like, I recorded myself, and she kind of raised her voice, and I was like, "Better stop yelling at me." And then like, moments later, you just see a comb fly by my head.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, man, yeah, I was just kidding, but Yeah, long story short, that was a funny video.
That was hilarious. That I still remember that. That's crazy.
Yep.
But Drew, you're the very epitome of a guy can get out of the friend zone.
Oh man.
Yo.
Oh man, we're bringing back the archives.
I mean, this is spill
your
the
love,
tea.
your love story.
This is spill the
I
tea,
shouldn't
man.
have told you that.
Oh,
Man,
but
friend
we love to
zone.
hear it.
Oh, okay. Well, way back when. This all started, I think, my freshman year in high school, and Erica was a year older than me, and I remember just someone singing in the hallway, and it was "If I Ain't Got You" by Alicia Keys, and I was like, "Whoa, who is that?" And I saw it was Erica singing, and I was like, "Dang, you can sing really well." She goes, "Oh, thank you," and I was like, love struck. I was like, "Who is this girl? I need to know who she is." And then, but she had a boyfriend at the time, so I couldn't do nothing. And then, you know, when you're simping, you know, you kind of just you kind of plant your seed, be like, "Hey, if you need anything, I'm here," you know, type stuff. And so, yeah, no, literally, I remember she posted something on Facebook, and I was like, "Hey, if you need to talk, I'm here." And I dropped my number and I left it. And then, I think 2 days later, she called me, and I was like, "Oh my God!" But she's like crying on the phone, so obviously. Simping had to be put aside, and I was just, you know, being a supportive friend. And I played that role for a while, like 2 years, but I still really liked this girl. So I was like, man, this is tough. And then I didn't get to date her until after she left high school. She had dipped out. And then she messaged me. She goes, "Hey." I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And she was like, "Are you busy on this day?" And I was like, "No, why?" She goes, "Oh, my family needs help moving stuff out of our garage. Do you think you can help?" And I was like, sure, yeah, that's fine. And I when I got there, I was like, man, nothing's gonna happen. We're just friends, you know, because I wasn't trying to hype myself up. I didn't want to think of anything of it. But man, let me tell you, I don't know what happened, but something clicked in her head where she felt the same way, and I was like, this is kind of crazy. So. Yeah, let's run with it. What was the reason why it was so funny to me was because I had just had a talk with myself, and even my mom. I was like, "Mom," like a week before, literally, I was like, "You know, I'm done with pursuing girls. I'm just gonna focus on school, grind on football, and then we'll see what happens at the end of the year." Man, 2 weeks later, I was in a relationship with Erica, so I played myself. But yeah, no, that it took about 2 years for us to finally get together, start dating, and then yeah, it was just funny how that worked out in time. But man, for all you simps out there, I'm telling you, stay with it, be consistent. I'm telling you.
Take some notes.
It's a good come up story, I'm telling you. But no, if you show someone that you care about, you're just supportive.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Good for you, man.
Who knows?
And here you are, right? Big happy family.
Man.
So I think I'm gonna ask the question that everybody's wondering: when's the next kid coming?
Man, y'all need to stop with that. We're not doing that right now. Okay. I know Glency, he's one of the managers, and Sammy, one of the other managers. They're like, oh, always pressing me, like, oh, making fun of me that I'm gonna have another one. You know, I will be honest though. I don't think we're done.
Really?
Because Erica would be really sad if I said we're done. She really wants another one, and I'm more of like, man, but we're like, once this one's older, we're like, we could just relax. We're so young. I'm not even 30 yet. And she goes, but exactly. We're not there. I was like, oh my gosh, that's not the thinking I was thinking about. That's not the same thoughts I had. But who knows? Who knows? I told her, I was like, okay, well, we'll revisit this thought that you have in 4 years. We'll see. So who knows?
Nice. All right. Well, be sure to let us know.
Oh, you'll know.
That'd be exciting.
You'll know.
I love how it was like a running joke at both your jobs that like every year you had another kid. And so everyone just expected you to have another kid each year.
What was funny was because BECU, they finally, they were allowing parents to take paternity leave along with maternity leave. And so at one point when I was on my fourth one, they're like, are you just doing this to leave work? I was like, no. But, I mean, it's nice. Man, yeah, they gave us 12 weeks.
Wow.
Which was really nice, yeah.
That was crazy. I was like, wow, this is so cool. So yeah, I used that to the full advantage because it was awesome, especially during what I would do was I would take up maybe 4 or 5 weeks at first, and then whatever was left, I would just use it for the holidays. So I'm home for the holidays, and that was really cool. Just being able to be there with my family during the holidays and feel supported by both jobs. So it was awesome. I as crazy as my work schedule seemed like, it made it really easy because of all the support I had all around. Because if I didn't have that support, I don't know if I'd been able to do it for that long.
Yeah.
You know, so it was nice.
I mean, I still remember like going through the time off approvals and stuff. It was every year. Hey, Drew's gonna take about 4 weeks off. That time, huh? Yep. Another one coming.
You got it. It was a good time. It was really nice. And then I remember one of the breaks I took. I came back and she got here. And I was like, oh, this is making.
That's right.
Yeah, that's true.
You guys hired like 4 or 5 new people, and I was like, oh man, I need to get to know these people. So, sorry I was gone for so long.
No, it's okay. But when I left, you were already gone having another baby.
Yep.
So, you know.
Yeah.
Starts and ends the same way.
Yeah. It was actually really sad because
I
you
know.
totally missed Andrew.
Yeah.
The transition time for the both of you never overlapped, so you guys just didn't see each other.
Yeah, that was sad.
It's all good though.
So if you could go back, like to not even when you first started, just like kind of when you were working with us and everything, if you could go back and tell yourself something that would help you get past whatever like challenges you had, what would you tell yourself?
You're gonna be all right. Like literally, it was just we were worried about. I was always thinking about Erica. I was always thinking about money, but man, like it was, you're gonna be all right. You know, it always worked out. We were very blessed to be given opportunities that we were given to keep our family up, keep our family thriving. So I'm really just blessed to have been given that. So yeah, it's been really great.
Yeah. What I love is like, and you mentioned this a lot, was just having like that support system.
Yeah.
And I think that needs to be recognized a bit more, is that, you know, having the right people in your corner can make all the difference.
Yes.
Who you surround yourself with can really make a huge impact on your life.
Absolutely.
And I really see that for you, and especially the way you talk about your family with so much gratitude and appreciation, which is amazing. So, and we've heard a lot about like your personal family with Erica, but has it always been like this for, like, you know, growing up, like in your own family?
I want to say so. I think that's why we work so well, because we come from very close-knit families, also very big families. And so to find someone that you share so much in common with, literally from how you want to raise your kids, what you like to eat, what your family is like. And our families also got along. Like, really, I love my in-laws. My mom loves Erica more than me sometimes. But no, just having that family dynamic really it helped so much with us. And it was so cool just being able to, knowing that I was going to be with someone like that for the rest of my life. It makes it easy. That's that part I never have to really worry about, which is nice. Very blessed to have not to have that kind of struggle. So yeah, absolutely. Very alike in a lot of ways.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. That's so great. Well, Drew, thank you so much for coming today, man. It was great to see you again.
Yeah.
It's so cool to even know that, like, knowing that the roles have kind of flipped at home, and you get to stay home with the kids, watch them grow up, because while you were with us, you missed out on a lot of that.
I did.
And I'm so happy for you now that you get to experience that as the dad at home, which is really cool. And for you to be even, to let Erica have the bandwidth to do her thing now, which is like, very admirable of you to do, because like, she's enjoying her, like you said, she's enjoying her time at work. She's got work friends. She's getting to do the stuff that she didn't get to do before. So, man, the balance in your guys' relationship is really great. So I'm really happy for you, man.
I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you so much. It's always great seeing you guys. I'm really just, when I walked in here, I was like, wow, it is different in here. Like the way you guys have been able to transform what bubble tea shops are supposed to be and what you've turned it into, I think it goes unsaid too often. It's crazy. Like you don't see a lot of small boba shops turn up like this the way you guys have. So it's really, you guys need to really just give yourselves a little round of applause because you guys are doing something great. You two, Arthur, man, you guys are just like, I was just telling, I think I had this conversation literally the other week. I was like, yeah, what they've done with this Pochi thing from where it started in the Alderwood Mall to now, crazy. A lot of hard work, a lot of sleepless nights, I'm sure.
Yeah. And coming from you too, that means a lot because we know kind of like what you've been through and like the amount of work that you put in to just support and take care of your family. Right. So
I think we just understand what it takes to build something really great, and we're willing to. That's why we worked really well, right? Like you guys sacrificed a lot, I sacrificed a lot, and kind of met in the middle. We just turned it into something special. Yeah. You know, so it was really great. I think you guys, I thank you guys for really, like I said, just allowing me to be the person I was. That was super important for me because I was able to laugh. I was able to crack jokes, kind of really express myself to the fullest while working here, without getting in trouble. So it was great. It was great.
Except for that first day.
Oh, man. The first day? What happened on the first day?
I think you poured the wrong jelly.
Oh, man.
Is that what happened?
Listen, we all mess up when we first start. So, I forgot. I remember we used to document our L's.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes, we would take pictures, everything.
Because we wanted to emphasize it's okay. You can laugh at it, but then it just got embarrassing. Like, I'm not trying to look at this anymore.
Yeah.
But nah, it was great. It was. I had a great time working with you guys, working for Pochi's. It was fun. It was a fun time for me. That's why, like I said, I did it for 4 or 5 years. It was great.
Oh, we loved having you.
Yeah, absolutely. We love seeing you back. It was sad to see you go, but we loved having you here, and it was you definitely left a mark on everybody and on us, like having been able to work with you and stuff. And as long as you left here a better man than when you first started.
I'm gonna tell you what, man, I'm a full-time dad rocking it and I'm loving it, and it wouldn't have been for you guys and the skills I've learned and developed and all the work I put in. It's paid off.
Awesome. Then we have done our job.
Yes.
Happy for you,
100%.
Man. Well, again, thanks, Drew. And hopefully we'll see you again soon sometimes. And be sure to let us know when that next kid is on the way that we can celebrate with you.
It'll be a big announcement.
Hey.
I'll tell you what.
The next boba in the pot. Let's go. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening in. This is Pochi Bubble Teas. Spill the tea.